Hey babes, welcome back to our channel. My name's Chasity.
And my name's Hannah.
And today we are going to be doing part 2 of our Bookish Babe book Babble.
And today we're going to be...
Yeah.
I came up with that name and I still won't say it. And today we're going to be talking about The Rules of Burken by Tracy Finlay because we both read it last month and we both have lots to say.
That was like a real crazy smile that I just gave to the camera, but
it goes along with the story.
That totally goes along with it. This book. First of all, before we actually get into the story, let's just talk about the fact that this is a debut.
Oh, also, huge, don't watch this, or don't watch this if you haven't read it.
Don't.
Huge spoilers. We're just going to talk about the entire thing.
Big no.
So.
Yeah, so this is a debut.
It's crazy.
And this is for probably the first time in a long time I have been this stunned by this author's ability. Like, the writing was phenomenal. The details and the imagery and everything that she just put into it was just so crisp and clean, and I just loved it.
Not to mention that story is just so unique. I've never read anything even remotely like it.
So I guess we could just do a little intro into the basics of the story. Kind of starts out with just two siblings. I can't remember their names.
Charlotte
and Ian. Those stick with her. Right?
I remembered Charlotte because I can see the little spider. Gross.
Okay, so they created this game called Burken when they were younger, and it's sort of like hide and seek. Now they are adults, and they decided for nostalgia's sake that they would play another round. Yeah,
so basically how Burken works is there's 3 rounds. He screams, the monster's gonna get you if you don't run now, and then she has 10 seconds to run out into the woods and hide, and then after that 10 seconds he runs after her and tries to find her. And after, once he finds her the first time, then she gets another 10 seconds, and then he has to find her a second time, then she gets a third 10 seconds, then he has to find her a third time, and then once he finds her the third time, the game's over.
So... Yeah, they like wrestle for the third round or something.
Like and then after the third round they have to like run home and he gets to like beat her up or whatever, but apparently he's never actually like hurt her. They just have to like run back to the house or whatever. It's complicated, but basically they play this game as adults, and after the third round he says, okay, you get one more chance, we're gonna do one more bonus round, but this time if I find you I'm gonna kill you. And I kind of thought this was like a weird, I'm not gonna lie, when I read the synopsis I was like, this is gonna be stupid, because if my brother looked at me and told me he was gonna kill me, I'd be like, all right, like whatever, loser, do it, like do something. But she apparently was like, it was the way that Tracy Finlay described like the look in his eye and the way that he like choked her out, and it was like, no, seriously, like you're gonna fucking end up dead if you don't like get out of here now. And that's the first chapter. So like that's how the book starts out. So you can only imagine.
Yeah. So she just like
story
flees,
from there,
and it's just like so crazy because she like literally runs. Yeah, and then for a long time.
Yeah, he says, "Don't let me find you at the house," but then, she gets tired, and then she's like, "You know what? No, like this is dumb. This isn't who Ian is. I know him, he would never hurt me." So then she goes back to the house, even though he told her that he was gonna kill her if she goes back.
And when she goes back, he comes after her with an axe.
With a fucking axe. That was like some shit out of my nightmares. He completely like destroyed their house. And I guess we should also kind of preface by saying that their parents are both gone. Their mom left them when they were young, and their dad is in prison for murder. So it's been just them. Ian pretty much raised her since she was a teenager. So that's why she has this kind of trust for him, and she genuinely believes like he would never do anything to harm her.
Yeah.
But you kind of quickly realize that she doesn't know him as well as she thought she did, because he's an actual sociopath.
No, he really is. Like, everything is so planned, and
you realize he never really cared about her. She was kind of just a puppet for him.
It was like a power play.
It's so crazy. It's really unnerving to know that, there are people that are out there who are like that.
Yeah. Everything that he does is from a control aspect.
Yeah.
He literally controlled every part of her life to where when this happened, she really didn't have anybody or any idea what to do because
she had no friends because he made sure that she had no friends. She was in her 20s and she had never had a boyfriend. She was a virgin, and it wasn't like by choice. It was literally that Ian had physically harmed anybody who had ever gotten close to her.
Yeah. Every job that she had ever had was connected to him.
Yes, everything that she had was because of him, and that was on purpose on his part. He made sure that he controlled her entire life.
And then I think there's, as you get deeper into it, you meet some new characters, and I really liked the characters that she met. I really loved them.
Because they even have a complex relationship. But there's another brother and sister that also have a complex relationship. And I think she included them in that story to show the reader how there could be a complex relationship without it being unhealthy and without it turning to that way.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of similarities between, I don't even remember the Nika and Jack. Jack was kind of controlling also, but he actually he came at it from a point of genuinely caring about Nika. Whereas that was the difference between Jack and Ian, is that Ian did not at all care about Charlotte. He just wanted to control her.
And then ultimately kill her.
Yeah.
That was really crazy. But I also thought the parents,
oh God,
their story into it was just, oh my God, just completely out there. I didn't see any of that coming.
I was so grossed out when she realized what was really going on with her father. He was a pedophile. He wanted to sexually assault her. He wanted to molest her, and
that was the whole purpose
yes.
of Burken.
So that when he was screaming, "The monster's gonna get you if you don't run now," the monster was their father. Yeah. Now Ian didn't genuinely care that she was about to get molested. He just wanted to control his father also. But that was just so screwed up.
Yeah.
And, their mom left them. And, I feel like I had a lot of anger towards the mom in the beginning, but I kind of get it. Her husband was a pedophile and her son was a sociopath.
Okay, I get that. What I don't get is why she didn't take Charlotte with her.
Yeah.
I still have that anger towards her because
she came back later on in the book and she was like, "Oh, he's always been a sociopath," and she's like, "Oh, cool. So you've known and you left me here with him." Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. And it's difficult because I think a lot of Ian's tendencies, his sociopathic tendencies, he actually gets from his mother.
Because she even says that too, that she has a harder time connecting and she's super selfish. But the difference is she did, I think in her own way, she did love Charlotte.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But that's not going to be something that's Charlotte's going to be okay with.
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
But I did also, I'm glad that you mentioned it, I absolutely loved Nika and Jack. They were the best part of the story for me.
For sure.
They really took her in when she had nobody else to turn to and they didn't even know her. Jack was kind of an asshole at the beginning.
Yeah.
But you kind of learn why, and he, comes into his true character and he doesn't stay an asshole, so. But I really loved him.
I loved him too.
He was just by nature a protector.
And then so I was thinking maybe I hadn't figured out how this was gonna end.
Me too.
That's not what I saw coming.
No.
Not even a little.
And I'm really glad that it ended the way that it did.
Mm-hmm.
I read some Goodreads reviews and a lot of people weren't happy by the ending. I was, because A, I wasn't suspecting it, and B, it wasn't this big twisty ending. It made sense because for me it made Charlotte more of an actual human being because it was a very natural reaction to what happened to her.
Yep.
The fact that she felt guilty, that she thought Ian was dead and she was like, "I'm just like him, I'm a murderer too," after she was literally just defending herself by swerving the car off the road.
Mm-hmm.
But then going into his room and saying goodbye to him and kind of letting that relationship go and pulling the plug because he doesn't I mean, if he was on life support, there was a good chance that he wasn't gonna make it anyway. And if he
Why
like he
risk
didn't,
it?
and he didn't deserve to live after what he did.
No, because that's the
And-
whole thing is she knew that it was if he came back too, a cage wasn't gonna keep him.
No.
No, there was no way.
And there was a good chance that he wouldn't stay in jail for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he might only serve 15 years and then he could get out and do it again. So it only made sense for it to end like that. But I honestly think that she was kind of just thinking that he was very tortured.
Yeah.
You know, you can only imagine what was going on in his head. So maybe that was kind of a mercy move on her part also, was the fact that she was just taking him out of the world.
Which would make sense for her character as well.
Because she does, you know, it's hard. Stockholm Syndrome is referenced very heavily in this book because she does, even at the end, still care really deeply for her brother, even after everything that he's done, and knowing that
she's ever had.
Yeah, it's the only constant in her life has always been him. And since he was a sociopath, he was so manipulative, and the damage that he did on her head will be like lifelong for her.
For sure.
It was a screwed up book.
It was a super screwed up book, but a super interesting.
It was so cool. Yeah.
Like, I just highly, highly recommend it.
That's kind of the thing is it was just so unique. I've never read anything like it. That 5K that they did, how like my anxiety was through the roof when I was reading that part.
Just pounding. I just
it was crazy. I like genuinely didn't know how that was gonna end, and I was I thought there was a good chance that she was actually going to die in the end of the book.
I thought so too.
And I was I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of
off.
hoped she would, just because I feel like that would be like a cool ending to a book.
It would.
But I'm glad that the book ended the way that it did.
I am too.
Yeah. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.